What if I told you there's an e-bike you could hit over 40 miles an hour on and it costs less than $2,000?
Come on, baby, give me 40, dude.
Well, my friends, I believe there is. This is the brand new Wired Freedom with improved suspension, and it runs on 60 volts, and it can pull 2200 watts of power to the rear hub drive. This thing is not your standard electric bicycle.
This thing rocks, dude.
Most e-bikes run on like 48 volts, maybe 52 if they dial it up. This one's 60. I reviewed the original version of this bike and it was freaking wicked. This one is improved. They made some key changes to this bike, but one thing they did not change is the price tag. But do not buy this bike just yet. Let's crack it open, take a closer look at the components, then we'll take it outside and see what it's made of.
Oh no, it turned off. Bro, I don't know what happened there. It turned off and it's not turning back on.
Let's do it. When you open up the box, here's what you get. Check it out, one of the very first improvements is the rear suspension and this entire swing arm. On the original Wired Freedom, there was a little bit of a clearance issue with the controller box. That will definitely be a problem of the past. But probably even more significant than that is the geometry of the rear suspension and the actual shock. This version of the Wired Freedom comes with a D&M rear shock. It is the A08RC, and it has a compression adjustment as well as a rebound adjustment. And you can even adjust the amount of air in the air shock. Inside this box here is a 60 volt 40 amp controller. And around back is a Hentech 60 volt 2200 watt rear hub motor. This thing should pack a serious punch. We get 180 millimeter rotors on the Tektro hydraulic brakes, same exact rotor on the front wheel, and with the 2024 model we get upgraded Kenda tires. Kenda Crusade to be specific. Of course they are 26 inches tall and they have a knobby tread pattern on the 4-inch wide tire, and the new model comes with metal fenders. Not only has the rear suspension been upgraded, so has the front. Up front we get an RST guide fork. Of course this suspension is adjustable with clicks. Oh, I gotta flip that around the other way. And you get a preload on the other side. And of course the heart of the entire system lies in this hidden package. That's right, the 60 volt battery. 60 volts, 20 amp hours to be specific, 1200 watt hours, and it is Samsung cells. Here is the connector type on the new 2024 model. So this battery is not swappable with the old Wired Freedom. How fast will it charge? Well, we get a D-Power charger, and it is a 3 amp charger. 60 volt battery charge to max is 67.2 volts. 20 amp hours divided by 3 amps. So it would take about 6.5 hours to charge from completely empty to completely full. And no, this is not nail polish. This is touch-up paint in case you get a scratch on your beautiful blue. Super rare. I think Wired Freedom is the only bike that has ever shipped me touch-up paint. Wonder what's in this hidden package. Is this to put the battery on there? We'll see. Okay, so this one has all the connectors here. I'm not entirely sure why they shipped me this. We'll drop this battery in there in just a moment, but first, let's undress this thing a little bit. So we get the same wide seat. Not exactly my favorite, but it works. Seat post diameter is 31.8 millimeters in case you want to swap it out. It's got a quick release lever for easy adjustment. Rear rack. Dang, look at that light on the back. This thing is like much bigger than I remember on the original. Here's the rear rack, very large. And of course, it is a metal fender on the rear too. Wired. And dude, I gotta show you what's around the other side there. And we gotta take a look at these handlebars. Dude, I don't know about you guys, but I love this blue color. They do offer this bike in other colors though. Bro, 6 millimeter bolts up here. What is this, some sort of motorcycle? I thought this is a bicycle. Check out the rise you get on the Wired Freedom. This is like the BMX bike you always wanted as a kid. On the juice! Up front, we get ergonomic grips, held in place by a bolt, controls, an alert for when you're passing people at 40 miles an hour. Display, check that out in a few. 7 gears on the Shimano shifter, and the all-important quarter twist throttle. Tektro hydraulic levers. Let's get that tire on there. While we do that, we'll top the charge up just a bit. It's got a fan on there, help keep things cool. Is that on there? Oh yeah, we get it. We get a quick release lever. Makes it easier to transport the bike if you have to take the front wheel off. Here's what the 12 volt headlight looks like. Dude, it's a pretty big bicycle. Got a little bit of weight to it. Check it out, like I was saying. Take this thing off. You can adjust the amount of air in the air shock. You know, so you can set the suspension up to fit your weight. But really, this is what I gotta show you over here. Check this out, 56 tooth chainring up front. This chainring is freaking huge. So in the case you actually do wanna use the pedals to put some power power down, you know, get a little exercise in, it seems pretty likely you'll be able to get some high speed pedaling in, and you won't have that ghost pedaling effect where you can't keep up with the...
The amazing thing is I can like put in my own power. All right, now we're talking, dude. 38 there.
You know what I'm saying. Basic pedals, you know, the same well-go ones we see on like every bike. They're fine. And around back, this little thing here will help keep grease off your frame. And we get a pretty darn basic set of 7 gears on the cassette. And here is the exact stampings of this 2200 watt rear hub motor. Shifting will happen courtesy of a Shimano tourney derailleur. No derailleur guard, so try not to knock your bike over. You don't want to mess that up. You can always throw a derailleur guard on there if you want. They cost like 2 cents. Tires call for 30 PSI. I hope we can get at the seat right. See that line tucked under there? They come pretty flat. Hopefully it's not a problem. We'll run 27. 27 up front. We'll see how it works out. Right, dude, let's get that battery. Throw that on there. And press this button in the middle here, fire it up. Wired e-bikes. It is a color display. We get our battery voltage readout, which is awesome. A 60 volt battery fully charged is 67.2 volts. Temperature of the room 71 degrees. And motor power down here, which is super awesome. Max speed looks like they tested it to 45 miles per hour current average speed. And probably one of the most significant things you have to do on this e-bike is you get in the menus here, which this bike does come with a very nice manual. Shows you how everything is operated. Actually, before we do that, let's test it out. Pedal assist 1. Well, that's it. Oh yeah, we gotta unlock it. So it does in fact ship as a Class 2 electric bicycle, 750 watt, 20 mile per hour. Now what you choose to do with this information is up to you. I'm just showing you how it works. I do not encourage that you necessarily do this, so do so at your own risk. There is an advanced user display settings. Basically turn on the display, then hold up and down. And then once you get in here, you can adjust your top speed. So out of the box, 32 kilometers an hour is 20 miles per hour, but you can just press that button and you know, you can dial it up to 50, 70, 72 kilometers per hour. Pedal assist 5, ready, go. But now when I hit the throttle, check it out. Shows 45 under no load. Dang, dude. This thing is a monster. Let's try out the lights. You hold this plus button here. Yep, turns on the headlight. It's pretty bright in here, but that's about how bright the light is. Pretty bright. And it also turns on the tail light, which is a brake light. When you pull the lever, it lights up. So here's what a 6'5" dude looks like getting on this bike when the seat's on maximum height. Whoa! Oh shoot, I put the handlebars all the way on. Need to tighten those down. Oh yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. So inseam 34, seat on maximum height. This thing seems like it fits me great. I actually get almost proper leg extension. And seat on minimum height. Here's what I look like getting on this thing. Oh dude, that suspension's so much better. Feels so good. Let me try the adjustments. So that's firmer, medium. Oh yeah, super soft. Dude, I'm so pumped. Dude, I can't even tell you how infinitely better this suspension is just due to the geometry. You see how the shock goes like up and down? The 4-link suspension and the geometry, and then with that D&M shock, man, dude, this thing is like on a freaking cloud. Night and day compared to the original model. And then it's adjustable too. So if you want to firm it up, you can. You can make it way firmer. And then you have like the rebound adjustment, and then the front suspension too. You get micro adjustments now. Put it on like the lowest, softest setting here. Let's go do it. All right, dudes, let's take the new, improved Wired Freedom out for a ride. And of course, we'll start the Strava to track our official distance on this 60 volt battery, which is now fully charged. Let's give it a little juice. Of course, the very first test we'll do is the 20% grade. I weigh 200 pounds. Pedal assist 5 will do throttle only. Ready? Roll on that throttle just a bit. Oh yeah, so 2,300 watts. And yeah, long story short, this thing absolutely wrecks the 20% grade. And just out of curiosity, let's see like what happens if we kind of roll up on this thing like just at a stop. And oh my goodness, dude, yeah, you can basically just stop, throttle only in the middle of a hill, no pedaling, and it'll pull you right up. So really, nothing really too surprising there. Let's see what happens on throttle 0, pedal assist 0, no throttle will work at all. And you know, on gear 1, some people might wonder, you know, what's it like to pedal an e-bike when you don't have any power. It's not something you really want to do. I'm putting in a decent amount of effort here. You can see this car getting impatient with me. So let's try the power mode. So pedal assist 1 here. Now this cadence sensor on this bike is actually excellent in my opinion because it gives you
Pretty much a consistent 300 to 400 watts of power. Sometimes cadence sensors will cut you off at a particular speed. I think this is the preferred method, giving you a consistent 400 watts of power on pedal assist 1. So let's go ahead and try pedal assist 2 now. And that bumps up the power just a little bit here, giving it just a little bit of pedal input. I'm on gear number 5 right now. It's giving us about 650 watts of power, and we're going 21 miles an hour on pedal assist 2. And I'm really feeling that massive, what is it, 56 tooth chain ring on front. It's very easy for me to keep up with pedaling going 20. So I'm actually going to go ahead and bump this seat up. Brakes are feeling nice. I'm going to raise the seat up just a bit. So this seat is definitely set up so a very tall individual can get on this bicycle. Is that what it is? A bicycle, a motorcycle? Throttle off the line. Let's see what happens actually on pedal assist 1, giving it full throttle. You get all the power. It's 2,000 watts, 2,200 watts basically. It doesn't matter what pedal assist you're on. You have access to all the power. Let's go ahead and try pedal assist 3 now. That gives us about right around 1,000 watts of power here. Really, I mean, this feels like a very powerful, nice riding bike already. We are in gear number 7 now, the top gear at about 24 miles an hour. Very, very minimal lag on that cadence sensor when you start to pedal. So not pedaling, power. And I really love the BMX rider style handlebars on this bike. It puts you in a very upright, comfortable riding position. It's really just like a giant BMX bike on the juice. Something, you know, that I would have dreamed to have as a kid, with suspension too. So let's take this thing off-roading just a little bit here to see how this suspension feels off in this stuff. And yeah, dude, it feels great. I feel the rack bouncing a little bit back. Something's bouncing. Oh, you know what? That's the fenders probably. The metal fenders maybe. We'll check it out later. In terms of the suspension, man, that felt smooth as butter. Let's go ahead and bump this thing on pedal assist 4 here. Hop out in traffic. 30, 32, giving only 1,300 watts of power right now on pedal assist 4. We'll go ahead and bump it on to pedal assist 5 now. See, we're going into headwind. We'll test the official top speed here in just a few. Throttle only. Do it 35.6. We'll get off the GPS and verify that. Woo! Man, this thing freaking whips. And I really like that this is actually just a single motor electric bike. Sometimes the dual motors, you know, they'll give you better acceleration and maybe more power, but they feel a lot more lethargic. Oh yeah, man, I can feel that rear suspension. Like when you give it acceleration, you can feel it like sink back, you know, like a muscle car. So what is going on with this rack? Something's just a little bit loose back here, I think is what that noise is bouncing around. I don't think it's the front. So we'll do a top speed run here in just a few, but let's do a 0 to 20 acceleration. GPS on the left hand, pedal assist 5. I weigh 200 pounds, full throttle, ready, go. And it gives you that power big time, quick. 10, 15, 20, 25. And holy crap, dude, this thing is just insane, man. For a electric bicycle that you can get out here, get some exercise and cruise with some power, man. This is about as thrilling as you can actually get and still look pretty legal. Dude, this thing is ridiculous. And when I say look legal, that's what I mean. You know, I did unlock all of the top settings on this bike. So it's technically, this is like off-road mode, but boy, is it fun. Let's make this light. I know we can make this. So with a slight tailwind, let's go ahead and see what the top speed of the Wired Freedom 2024 is. We'll see what the pedaling's like too. So this is throttle only. 30, 32, 33. Come on now, Mercedes, why you gotta do this to me? 34, 35, let's get in the fast lane. 35, 36 according to there. 36, do a little bit of lane splitting. Oh no, we're gonna run out. I can actually pedal this thing a little bit, but kind of ran out of road there. Let's actually give that a second rip, giving it a little bit of pedaling, and I'll talk you through it. So cadence, this thing is beast mode, man. Like, all right, so I'm not using throttle. It's giving me 2,200 watts, 2,200, 2,000 watts, showing 2,000 watts at 33. And I can actually keep up, man. I'm loving this big chain ring up front. We're gonna have to merge over past this Mazda 6. 36 on board, still 1,900 watts. The amazing thing is I can like put in my own power. All right, now we're talking, dude. 38 there on board, 39, 38 on the GPS. Come on, baby, give me 40, dude. I'm giving it a little bit of pedal assistance here, but dude, yeah, 39 on the onboard. Oh, 39, there we go. So pretty much a 40, oh my goodness, dude. Almost 40 miles an hour. Oh, dude, this bike is outrageous. And it just feels so plush and supple with that suspension, man. This is what's up, dude. If you're looking for something thrilling, this This will tick the box for you, dude. So we will certainly get out there and try it on the sand here in just a little bit, but this cadence sensor, I actually think this is almost like better than a torque sensor, the way it delivers the power. I mean, I can just put this thing on pedal assist 2 and basically choose how hard I want to press on the pedals and never run out of gear and still get, you know, just like a reasonable level of power. You know, it's only giving me like only 600 watts of power, or even dial it down, and you know, it doesn't cut you off at any sort of speed limit or anything like I was mentioning before. So let's see if we can actually get this thing to go up this hill in the sand before we try it out on the flat sand. So full throttle here, not even pedaling, and yeah, dude, this thing this thing absolutely rips. And as I mentioned in a lot of my reviews, this is pretty much like the harshest surface right here I go through, and man, that rear suspension, I mean, you can feel a little bit of the bumps, but it is a significant improvement over the original. You do kind of need to be sure to turn that pedal assist down when you're cruising, because it'll catch you off guard, man. If you just start turning those pedals, whoa, see, man, you gotta make sure you have both hands on the handlebars if you have that thing on 5. So put it on 1 if you're just cruising. Tempted to go rip through here and show them my e-bike gymnastics, but I'll refrain. Let's see if we can conquer this hill. It's a little bit difficult, but just barely. Oh man, somebody's getting a ticket from the Santa Monica police. Not this dude. All right, let's go try it out here on the flat sand and see how it does on this boardwalk. So sitting on the seat, this seat is actually not my very favorite seat. It's all right. I prefer like a flat seat. But let's get a little bit of pepper going here. We'll put it on pedal assist 5 and full throttle now. Just ripping right on through this, man. This thing kills it out here on the sand. It's a 26-inch tall wheels. We'll give it just a little bit of pedaling here. Doesn't really get much better than this unless you go all-wheel drive. The 26-inch tall tires are excellent for handling off-road surface because of the leverage of the taller tire. Then these are 4 inches wide, and man, this thing just has plenty of salt and pepper just to get you right on through, up the hill, even over here in the more loose packed sand, like just full throttle, giving me 2,200 watts of power, and we're going 15 miles an hour out here in the loose pack sand. Like most bikes, they will pretty much poop out on me riding out here. Not the Wired Freedom. 2,200 watts, and on the original one, which is basically the same drivetrain from all I know, I ran this thing for quite a long time out here in the soft sand, and it did not overheat for a very long time, which all motors will eventually overheat if you run them too hard for too long. 2,300 watts, dude. Yeah, this thing rips. Wheelie cruise. So we'll go to a kind of speed we can hit on the California Incline, test the brakes and final range. But first, let's see if I can conquer this hill. This is a very, very difficult hill to do. Oh, not quite. Maybe one more try. Oh no, it turned off. Shit, bro. I don't know what happened there. It turned off and it's not turning back on. Battery's fine. I did something here. Well, let's figure it out. Nothing at all. Must have a loose connection. The one time I didn't bring my key to take the battery, I'll pop it off and on. I'm gonna open the controller box. Oh geez, the controller almost fell on the ground. So here's a look at the controller. It is indeed a 40 amp, 60 volt. Oh man, this thing's a little bit hot, dude. I don't see any connectors here, so I'm not really sure what I can do about this problem right now. I don't know, dude. It's not turning on at all, so I feel like there's gotta be like a connection issue. For the record, we are 9.55 miles, 45 minutes. Oh, this is honestly a question I never really wanted to have to answer. How is it to ride a huge electric bike with no motor or power? Music is on par with the pace we're gonna be rolling at here. Hey man, this thing actually feels pretty good. I'm about to be passing some people with no motor. Get a little momentum going. Man, I wish the motor was working right now so we could get on over there, see what's happening through the sand. Smells like smoke, dude. You guys think what I do is dangerous? Look at this. Tires are like, oh, I gotta get out of here. Use my bike as a defense mechanism. I think I might be partially deaf after that experience. Well, made it back to the neighborhood. Almost 16 miles, so I rode this thing about 6 miles. We'll try the most obvious thing first. Pop this battery off. I mean, the battery's not dead, right? No, 63.5 volts. All right, dudes, I figured out what the problem was. Actually, not entirely myself. I was on the phone with Steven, the owner of Wired Freedom. He kind of walked me through some troubleshooting.
There's the main wire harness, and then there's more of a flat one. The heat-resistant coating on there, that's the battery harness.
The most unlikely thing ever. So this wire right here runs from basically the battery through the bottom of the frame
we basically figured out somehow this wire came unplugged. But here it is. You can see the display, and I'm freaking pumped. Hopefully that'll hold it together. All right, dudes, we are back in business, and I did not charge this battery at all. We're still sitting at 63.0 volts. But today we want to see what the range is on this thing. On my original ride, I did 16 miles total. 10 of that was on the battery. 6 of that was pedaling home after it came unplugged. So today we'll see where we end up. And I'll also tell you about when I rode this bike out to the Hollywood sign, which I never actually posted that video. Had some technical difficulties. So we've got a couple more tests to do on this bike, including the California Incline, the range. We got to test the brakes, and then we got to go back to that original hill that got this thing unplugged and put us out of commission, and see if we can conquer that hill. Honestly, dude, probably most of these e-bikes I review, I probably would have just left the review at that, but this thing is just so genuinely awesome to ride. I just wanted to get out here for another ride today. It's like, dude, I have other e-bikes to review, but like, why would I not want to go out on my favorite one, like the best one, on a Saturday afternoon? Get back out here in traffic just a little bit. Come on, RAV4. We gotta go, bro. This thing is excellent, dude. Come on, Tesla. I don't think they're expecting to see a bicycle going 35, 40 miles an hour behind them. Woo! But I mean, regardless of top speed on this thing, one of the best things about this 60 volt wired freedom is just how that power hits, like in the mid-range. You just cruising at like 15, 20 miles an hour, like you just hit that throttle, dude, you got so much zip on tap. Bro, look at the size of that snake, dude.
I'm terrified of snakes.
Oh, me too. That looks terrifying.
I'm amazed.
Same here. I'm out of here, dude. I'm a little too close to that snake. And it has just occurred to me that I have never done the California Incline on the wired freedom. You know, this cliff right here. Is he honking at me? You know, it's an 85-foot climb and a 12% grade. We'll squeeze on through here, do a little bit of throttle only, avoid the pedestrians, and yeah, just kind of barely tapping on that power, obviously. I mean, we know this thing got the juke. Full throttle here, 5, 10, 15. This dude just straight up got off his bike. He's like, screw it, man, I'm not doing this. 23, we got this, dude. 20, 25, 26, pulling about 1800, 1900 watts, 26.4. Yeah, dude, absolutely just ate that hill for breakfast as expected. If anybody's actually new here, we were just down there on the bike path. So I'm kind of curious what kind of speeds we can hit on a downhill on the California Incline. Let's give it a try. We don't really have a ton of a run out here, but full throttle, give a little bit of pedaling. We're going into headwind, but it's pretty significant downhill. Man, I just love that you can keep up with the pedaling on this thing. Over 35 miles an hour, 38, come on, baby, 39. We're out of room. We're already on the PCH, man. Probably shouldn't be out here for too long, but we'll pop behind the Mustang here. Come on, baby, give me the juice. If you get yourself in a pinch and you're going about 20 miles an hour and you need to come to a stop quickly, all you gotta do is pull those brake levers and it'll bring you to a stop pretty quickly. Here comes the champion, guys. You can tell us we're a champion.
Champion, you've got it.
They are hydraulic disc brakes and 180 millimeter rotors, so they can dissipate a lot of heat, and yeah, man, they got nice feeling levers. They're smooth. These Tektro levers are some of my favorite on budget bikes. So we've got big power, big battery, big speed, big suspension, but do we have big range? Let's go find out. But first, as promised, we're gonna go try the hill that took us out on day one. Get a little bit of roll out here. I can tell the battery's starting to wear down just a bit. Oh, I lost my balance. Oh yeah, dude, we conquered it. I put my foot down a little bit there because I lost my balance, but we'll count it, dude. Not many bikes can make it up this hill, dude. This thing is down to 57 volts. Let's go rip it through by the police out here, see what's happening over here. See if this thing can still kind of make, oh no, did the chain, oh no, I thought the chain came off for a minute, but it didn't. Looks like, the cop said something to me. I couldn't hear what he said. Oh dude, yeah, we're ripping right through this sand with ease, man. All right, dudes, just rolling up here in the neighborhood. We're gonna take a look at the final range, but before we pull that up, I just wanna say this is probably my single most favorite pedal electric bicycle I've rode and reviewed this year. I mean, dude, this thing just stands out with this 60 volt power and its price tag of right around $2,000. If you're looking for something that's large and in charge and powerful, I really don't think there's anything else out there that's gonna compete with the Wired Freedom 60 volt. So on my first ride, we did about 10 miles on the battery before I had that little hiccup. Today, we're rolling up on 19.6 right now. So that put us at about 30 miles running on the battery. And right now, on the display here, it's showing 56.2 volts, 56.3 volts. And that says 2 bars remaining. I think that's out of 4 bars. So realistically, you know, the way I was riding this thing, whoa, it still got the power, dude. You know, man, I'd say I'd probably on flat ground riding, you know, whipping around, doing some high speed runs, but also putting a little bit of pedaling in on pedal assist 1. You know, I'd probably get about 40 miles on this thing. Anyway, dudes, that's my review of the Wired Freedom. I know this bike's not gonna be for everybody. It's got a lot of juice, but if you do wanna grab one, if you're on the fence, I'd highly encourage you to buy one because they're gonna sell out. And if you don't get your unit reservation in, you very well could miss out on the next batch because they do sell out. Anyway, I don't want to sell it too hard, but this thing is freaking awesome. And if you get one of these, you will not regret it.